Do dogs like ice?
Still me.
Yeah, the last appearance.
Last and final, yeah.
That's right. That means summer's almost over.
One more week and then Jay returns.
That's right.
It's exciting.
It's been great having you here.
Sure it has. It's been a lot of fun. In all honesty, it has been a lot of fun.
It has, okay. Well,
People online think I hate you. I don't know why.
do you?
No.
Okay, good. You did ask me to go golfing, and I'm like, I think she likes me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Toronto Blue Jays, closer of their series against the Dodgers Thursday night. Because you don't golf with people you don't like.
The way he plays the game and carries
Or maybe you do. I don't.
Here on a 2-2 pitch.
Max Muncy looking to set a new Dodgers record by homering a sixth straight game. He gets struck out. 1-0 Toronto in the third. Bo Bichette drives it to left center. Jock Peterson on the run at the track. He's got it. Muncy, you hit the walk-off home run on Wednesday.
Got his big
Jacob
chance
Wagaspak strikes him out again with 2 on in the third. Top 5, Kenta Maeda sits former LA Laker Derek Fisher, the 7th K of the game. Top 6, Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
Jr. comes up. One of the 3 hits for the
Breaking ball basher. His 15th of the season. It's 413 feet. Blue Jays are up 2-0 on the Dodgers. And now, stop with the sunflower seats. It's over. It's over. Stop it.
Yankees taking on the A's. Top 2, Gary Sanchez on first. Brett Gardner sharply grounds out to first. Matt Olson touches the bag, throws to second. Sanchez decides not to slide, goes in very awkwardly to the base. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. Ends up falling off the bag, is tagged out for the double play. That's about as poorly as that could have gone. Aaron Boone would have a word for Sanchez back in the dugout. Just slide, man. Meanwhile, the Oakland Coliseum has been a terrible place to play for New York, or that they're going to say the Oakland Coliseum is a terrible stadium because it's that as well. 7-20 in their last 27 games. Their struggles continued on the field. Bottom 3, man on Matt Olson, grounder up the middle. Didi Gregorius just boots it. Can't turn the double play. It's called a hit. Runners at first and second now. 2 batters later, runners in the corner. Steven Piscotty sends a double play ball to Gregorius again. This time, Gleyber Torres sails the throw to first. Torres charged with an error. The Yanks unable to get out of the inning. A's up 5-2.
Rays and Orioles. The O's have allowed an MLB record-tying 258 home runs this season. Top 3, Austin Meadows. You can now call him the history maker.
1-2 delivery, and that one is
his 22nd of the season is the 259th allowed by the O's, so the Orioles passed the 2016 Cincinnati Reds for sole possession of most home runs allowed in a single season. And they still have 35 games left to play. Top 5. Willie Adames. He's a distant cousin of Igor Ganovsky. His 16th of the season. Then they had a 2-hour and 16-minute rain delay. Adames back at the dish in the 6th.
3-2 count, delivery on the way.
Breaks up a tie with a 2-run single to left.
Great jump.
As this is, every game's crucial now for the Rays.
First, not in time. A 2
Because this is where they sit in the wild card standings. Oakland, they've won 7 of their last 10. They jump into a wild card spot, while the Tribe, they went from being the hottest team in baseball to suddenly slumping. They're barely holding on to a wild card spot.
Thursday night, the NFL played its first ever preseason game in Winnipeg, and it did not go well. Not only did 33 different Packers not dress for this game, including Aaron Rodgers, but due to problems with the turf in one of the end zones, the game had to be played on an 80-yard field with no kickoffs and with the goal lines placed at the 10-yard lines. Let's take a look at those end zones. The conditions, not great. The Packers GM was even able to shove his hand and foot into the hole where the upright for the CFL games were. So the end zones moved to between the 10-yard line and the goal line. As mentioned, 33 Packers being held out of this one, including QB Aaron Rodgers. Why wouldn't you? With Packers potential injuries, that gives second-year quarterback Tim Boyle a chance to stake his claim for the backup QB position. Boyle endearing himself to both teammates and fans this offseason during the annual Packers tradition of biking to training camp. Boyle accompanied by 2 young fans wearing Tim frickin' Boyle t-shirts. I like those t-shirts. Boyle getting the start over last year's backup Deshaun Kaiser. Second quarter down 3-0. Boyle airs it out. Trevor Davis gets the catch and the touchdown. 191 yards, 2 TDs, and no picks for Boyle in the first half. His only action he saw, not bad. Meanwhile, much maligned quarterback Nathan Peterman getting a chance late to run the 2-minute offense. Raiders down 2. Minute 30 to go, and Peterman hooks up with Rico Gafford in the red zone. The Raiders would hit a go-ahead chip shot field goal from there, so we can watch John Gruden dance. Preseason, John.
Brooke Henderson, Canada's golfing phenom, when she is finished playing, may go down as the greatest athlete this country has ever produced. Yep, Henderson at the age of 21 has already won more golf tournaments than any other Canadian with 9. Again, she's 21. And here's more. I remind you that one of the greatest female golfers ever, Annika Sorensen, won 70 times on tour when she was 25 and older. Yes, she's 21. First round of the CP Women's Open, Brooke Henderson looking to defend a title on tour for the 3rd time in her career. Lengthy birdie putt on 3. Yes, guy, used with permission. After a bogey on 4, Henderson with a 20-footer for birdie. Yep, moves to 1 under. Par 5 7th, her 3rd from inside 40 yards.
That's ideal right there.
That is toy. Tap in for birdie. Par 5 9th, Henderson with another long putt for birdie. And this is center cup. 3 under at the turn. Par 5 12th from the green side bunker. Very little green to work with. Look at these hands.
Deep bunker.
Led to another birdie. Henderson birdied 3 of the 4 par 5s on the day. From just inside 100 yards on 15.
Children when their hands were small.
Henderson settles it within 15 feet.
A lot of spin on it. Good
She
line.
got her 6th birdie of the day there on 18 from the rough. Henderson caps off her round with another tremendous approach. This one inside 2 feet led to another birdie. She fired a 6 under 66, just 1 back of the lead.
I just tried to keep things really simple. When I showed up this morning, it was really cold and really windy, and I was kind of like, uh-oh. But in the back of my head, it was also sort of like Sunday last year, so I figured it might not be a bad thing. And I just tried to hit a lot of fairways, give myself good shots into the green, and give myself some good looks at birdies. And I felt like I made quite a few birdies on the front 9, and that kind of, calmed my nerves a little bit. Kind of got me the feeling that I could go low possibly today, and then everything just sort of went right. I had 1 bogey, but other than that, everything I felt like was in good shape, so hopefully I can continue that. Even off the first tee, I had to be a little careful on what line I took. I ended up being pretty aggressive anyway, but you just have to really pay attention when the conditions are colder and when it's windy like that. And I felt like I could have maybe chased a few more pins out there today, but I was kind of playing a little bit more conservative just because it was so windy.
Henderson, 666, the 2nd lowest opening score ever by a defending champ at the CP Women's Open in the last 20 years. And you know what? In this tournament, it's the 6th time in her last 8 rounds that she's broken 7.
All right, let's check in on 12-year-old Canadian Michelle Liu. The Vancouver native is the youngest ever to make her CP Women's Open debut, beating Brooke Henderson's record by over 2 years. And the youngster was holding her own with a chance at birdie on 15. Gives it a great look. Just misses to the left. She tapped that one in for par. Next hole. After finding the fairway with her drive, Liu's approach reaches the green, and she'd 2-putt from there for another par. Then on 18, after reaching the green in regulation, staring down a 45-footer for birdie. Great lag putt to leave it within a few feet. She'd make that for par. The 12-year-old shot a 9 over 81 and even had a birdie on her card. All right, so here's a closer look at her opening round. She got an exemption into the tournament thanks to finishing as the low Canadian in the Canadian Women's Amateur in Alberta 3 weeks ago. She already has 2 tournament wins under her belt, both of those coming back in 2017.
PGA Tour Championship from East Lake in Atlanta, Georgia. All 30 players in the field starting the week with an assigned score based on the FedEx Cup standings. So Justin Thomas began Thursday with a 2-shot lead. So he started at 10 under. So everyone's just got to catch him. They tried to simplify it. I think you'll get the hang of it. A big miss on the tee on 15. Like an O'Toole at an open bar wedding, he finds the drink. Double bogey, falls out of the lead. Lone Canadian Corey Connors into the week, ranked 23rd in the FedEx Cup standings, began the tournament 1 under par, 23-footer for birdie on 1, and it drops on 7. Another birdie, finished the day in 15th, so he's now 3 under, 7 back of the lead. Hideki Matsuyama started the week at 3 under on 7.
See if he's got that.
Rolls up to the hole. In your life.
Get any closer. He's going to take a
Well, he's going to wait. Lets the ball settle, and then
I can't believe that's not going to drop. Now, once he gets to the ball, he's got 10 seconds. He can wait.
Is he at the ball yet? And the clock is.
Let's go.
There it is. How good is that?
a birdie for Matsuyama. Finished it at 7 under, so he's 3 back of the lead. World number 1, Brooks Koepka, started 3 shots back at 7 under. His approach at 9. He almost holes out for eagle. Again, the winner of this tournament gets $15 million. Converted for birdie, finished with a share of the lead at 10 under. Xander Schauffele started 6 shots back of the lead. The approach on 10, within 3 feet. Sank that for one of his 6 birdies. He cuttered a 64. He's in a 3-way tie for the lead at 10 under par. Let's hear from the Canadian, Connors, on his first round.
It was a lot of fun out there, and just kind of left a few out there at the end, but I got out of position a couple times, saved par, and happy with the start.
Okay, let's get back to baseball, where the rookie phenom and Canadian Mike Soroka was on the hill for the Braves Thursday, which gave Atlanta a very good chance of completing the sweep over the lowly Marlins. Not only is Soroka near the top of the NL in every major pitching category outside of strikeouts, but he has been especially dominant against Miami, allowing just 1 earned run over 22 innings of work this season.
And we'll try to make it
first inning, Soroka
tonight
gets Brian Anderson with the 2-seamer. Then he's going to catch Lewis Brinson watching the slider. Soroka allowed just 1 hit through 3 innings. Getting some help from his defense in the 4th, though. Check out the play from our old buddy Josh Donaldson at third. Soroka allowed just 2 base runners through 6 innings. But in some trouble in the 7th. 2 aboard for Starlin Castro.
catch first.
He's going to line 1 to center.
To the gap, that's real trouble.
No one's getting to that one. Both runners coming to score. Soroka went 7 innings, allowing 2 earned on 5 hits while striking out 5. He was in line for the loss until the 8th. Freddie Freeman smacks one to deep left center. That's his 34th homer of the season, a game-tying solo shot. And then in the bottom of 9, 2 aboard for Ronald Acuna Jr. The Braves win a franchise record 15th game against the Marlins this season. 3-2 your final.
Before she's sent back to the other side where you don't get to walk. We're all about the physical fitness on the show.
We walk, you just don't see the walking.
Okay, I guess.
It's the magic of television on the other side.
So this is
the behind-the-scenes look. This is raw and unfiltered.
Okay, I like that.
For the most part.
Jay and Dan, raw and unfiltered.
All right, as we showed you earlier, defending champion Brooke Henderson shot a 6 under 66 in her opening round of the CP Women's Open. With more from Magna Golf Course, where Dan O'Toole is not allowed to play, here's Lindsay Hamilton.
Thank you, alongside golf analyst Bob Weeks. And Bob, last year in Regina, Brooke Henderson became the first Canadian to win the CP Women's Open since 1973. Opening round at Magna, she picks up where she left off, and she wasn't the only Canadian making a strong impression the first day.
No, it was a really cool day out here at Magna Golf Course, led by Brooke Henderson. She got off to an early start, and she looked so calm, so relaxed. You would have thought there'd be a lot of nerves coming in as a defending champion, but she actually said it was the opposite. She felt, well, you know, I've already done this once, so I know what it feels like. I know what to expect. And she went out there and played a very simple game plan. She put the ball in the fairway. She put the ball on the green. She only missed 2 fairways, only missed 2 greens. And then she let her putter do the work from there. And a lot of times there were some sort of good bounce-back putts. On the 9th hole, she sort of stubbed a good eagle chance, had about a 15-footer and rolled that in for birdie. She missed a good short one on the 14th hole, but came right back on the 15th hole with about a 15-footer. When you see those go in from that kind of distance, those are the great ones that you just love to have go in for you. Now, AC Tange is the other Canadian who's tied with Brooke Henderson, and a little unexpected. She hasn't played for 4 weeks. She said she did a little work ahead of time with national team coach Tristan Mullally, and that really kind of helped her out. Got her a little bit of confidence out there. She hit all 18 greens, and on the backside, man, she was just pouring the putts in. So really kind of exciting for both Canadians.
It was also a monumental day for 12-year-old Michelle Liu. She becomes the youngest player to ever compete in the CP Women's Open. She was a little disappointed following her round. Should she be, though?
Well, she's a competitor at heart, even at 12. I mean, but really, realistically here, she's just coming out and trying to soak everything in. We kind of knew that she wasn't going to have the game that was going to match up. She admitted she was nervous out there, and she has every right to be. I mean, she's a 5-foot-nothing 12-year-old out here playing with among the best in the world. So great for her for showing up, and I'm sure she's going to come back a little bit more relaxed on Friday and perhaps put a better score up there.
Get some of those early nerves out of the system. And Bob, you mentioned her height. She may be a few feet shorter than the other players, but she is turning heads.
Good on Michelle Liu, too, for getting out there. That can't be easy at 12 years old to play a major tournament on national TV.
I can't even get my kids to go to the park. True story. 15 Canadians are in the field.
And in case you're wondering, Brooke Henderson tees off for her second round at 1:14 local time Friday afternoon to very favorable conditions that are expected.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful all weekend.
All right, the CFL has fined 3 players involved in the pregame fight between the Alouettes and Stampeders last week. Montreal's Jarner Jones and Tommy Campbell, as well as Stampeders' Winton McManus, were fined an undisclosed amount. Before kickoff, McManus, who wasn't dressed for the game, started the fight with Campbell. No suspensions were handed out for the fight. This was quite the melee. Someone was even leaking by the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff.
You're probably wondering, when did they meet again?
I am wondering that.
Stamps and Owls meet again week 17 in Montreal.
There you go.
Wednesday, Raiders punter A.J. Cole, he showed up in Winnipeg with a Winnipeg, Alberta shirt. Someone online suggested he found it at a flea market. Cole actually responded by saying, hey, I got it from Amazon Prime. Well, check out Amazon's website. There's more than a couple Winnipeg, Alberta shirts, including this one, where the description claims that Winnipeg, Alberta is the capital and largest city of the province of Manitoba in Canada. So I bet you they're going to sell a lot of those, though.
Oh, yeah. For sure they will.
He made amends, though, on his way to the game on Thursday. He wore a Winnipeg Jets shirt.
The safe choice. Smart decision.
The right city, the right team, the right colors, everything.
Yeah.
It was legit.
Smart of him.
When we come back, bad news for the Panthers. Cam Newton goes down in the preseason. Details coming up. Eli Manning is in the final year of his contract with the New York Giants. The team owner just said last week that he would love if Eli takes every snap this season. It would mean the Giants are having a good year. But what about Danny Boy? Daniel Jones, taken 6th overall by the Giants in this summer's draft. The guy everyone agreed had no business being drafted 6th. A Duke quarterback 6th? We still want to see what the Giants saw and no one else did, right? That's why we have the preseason.
In any event, 3rd and 6th.
Both Jones and Eli got snaps in the first half. Manning played one drive, quick pass to Russell Shepard. Eli to the end zone. Cody Latimer in traffic. Couldn't hang on. Manning, 4 of 8 for 41 yards. Jones played the rest of the half. To Britton Golden. That's Britton Golden. 35 yards. The rookie takes a hard hit from Carl Lawson. Giants recovered the fumble. How's Jones? He's okay. He was unfazed. Very next play, actually, 3rd and 16. Jones, deep touch, finds Darius Slayton for 27 more, down to the 1-yard line. Jones able to get the pass off under pressure, finished 9 of 11 for 141 yards, and the Giants win.
Darius Slayton, who's
We have a preseason board? This is unheard of. Well, there's the Eli's not attempted to throw over 20 yards, okay. Jones has been impressive. Eli's only had 13 pass attempts, but he's completed 9 of them, throwing a touchdown in his limited reps. There you go.
All right. Let's keep rolling with Panthers Patriots. Cam Newton making his preseason debut, his first game action following off-season shoulder surgery. Newton's second drive, 2nd and 6, gets sacked hard by Kyle Van Noy. The Panthers planned on giving Newton 3 or 4 possessions in this one, but on the next Carolina drive, 3rd and 10, Newton trying to escape pressure, sacked again, this time by Adam Butler. He goes down awkwardly. Newton limped off the field and was examined on the sidelines by medical staff before heading to the locker room with a foot injury. Not great in preseason. Meanwhile, Tom Brady also making his preseason debut. Second quarter, 3rd and 3. The 6-time Super Bowl champion doing it all himself. Giselle will be so proud. Dives for the first down, same drive, Brady spots Ryan Izzo for the 18-yard reception. That led to a 1-yard touchdown run as the Patriots win. After the game, Newton was seen with a walking boot. X-rays did come back negative. He has a sprained left foot. Preseason.
The Janny. A little beach time. We're running out of the days to do that. Sorry to tell you. PGA Tour Championship. Hideki Matsuyama's putt for birdie on 7. It is... Okay, this is where you can actually say, wait for it, wait for it, wait 20 seconds for it, and...
Now, once he gets to the ball, he's got 10 seconds. He can wait.
And...
How good is that? 4th birdie of the day.
Real cliffhanger. Indians Mets, Greg Allen smacks one out to left field, but J.D. Davis.
Deep left field, that is...
Spectacular over-the-shoulder grab, doing his best impression of Willie Mays, robbing Allen of a hit. This is a very high degree of difficulty catch.
Oh, love that catch. Rangers, White Sox, Yohan Moncada. It's a chopper, and then... I see what happened here. Tripped on his bat.
Doesn't look good because...
Gotta watch those bats.
See that a couple times a year. Not very often.
Moncada down on the deck.
Bottom of the
Marlins
zone.
and Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s bat splits in half on the sinker. The top half of his bat gets stuck high on the safety netting. They would eventually get the bat down by shaking the net.
There we go. Nicely
That's
done.
one way to get it back down.
Pirates and Nats, Colin Moran pops one to left center. Juan Soto. That was more line than pop.
Ooh.
Juan Soto lost it in the lights.
That was bad.
Moran reached second. Nats still won 7-1.
Comedy of errors. Yankees and A's. Marcus Semien at the dish. Grounds it down the third baseline. But DJ LeMahieu, great pick. Gets him at first. He robs Semien of extra bases. And that would end the inning.
Cards, Rockies, Nolan Arenado runs it to short. Paul DeYoung climbs the ladder, gets that, and Charlie Blackmon well off the bag. Forced out at second. It's a 6-4 double play by the Cards.
PGA Tour Championship, Dustin Johnson about to tee off on 18, but Paul Casey's group is still out on the fairway. Casey runs out to try and warn Johnson, but Johnson doesn't hear him. Makes his drive. Luckily, nobody got hits. I once knew a guy who got hit in the throat with a golf ball while playing golf. He was okay.
Really?
Yeah, it turned out to be kind of funny.
Huh. Producer Tim just said he's 50. He can take it.
He can take it.
I was very tempted playing the other day. The group in front of us was very slow. We never hit into them. And then I'm glad we didn't, because I later found out one of the people in the group was 93. And he almost shot his age.
Could you imagine if
he had a bogey on 18 to shoot at 94.
Good for him. It is, in fact, rivalry week in MLS, and it all kicks off with TFC and Montreal, both teams tied with Orlando for the final playoff spot in the East. So that game is part of a doubleheader on Saturday. It begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And then on Sunday, it's a battle of LA. The Galaxy sit in third place in the West, while LAFC have already clinched a playoff spot. And really, anything that involves the Zlatan is always entertaining.
That LA game, I was reading, cheapest seats, like $500-600 for that game.
The Zlatan.
The Montreal Impact, they introduced Wilmer Cabrera Thursday as he becomes the 6th head coach in franchise history. Impact are 1-6-1 in their last 8 games and clinging to the East final playoff spot with a huge game that we just mentioned against TFC on Saturday.
As I said to the players this morning, I'm here to try to help them. I want to be a tool for them to achieve the goals. And the only way to do it is if we work together. I noticed that the team has suffering a lot of goals in set pieces, and today it looks like we practice that for the first time. So that's an adjustment that, in my opinion, it is important. And if the players respond well, trying to adjust little details, that's what we're trying to do. The fact that I'm here shows that I take risk. Wow, I want my players to take risk. Because when you take risk, you can lose, you can tie, and you can win. But no matter what, we always gonna feel that we did the best possible to try to win.
Yeah, Montreal, Toronto, Saturday, must-win game for both teams.
A lot of risk taken coming up. The U.S. Open draw came out Thursday. Denis Shapovalov will face Felix Auger-Aliassime in the first round for the 2nd year in a row. Shapo defeated Felix in their first-round matchup of last year's tournament when the Montreal native retired because of a heart problem, which he had surgery for during the offseason. However, Auger-Aliassime beat Shapo in their only other tour-level meeting earlier this year in Madrid. I feel bad because these guys are good friends as well, and they keep being pit against each other in these major tournaments. There'll also be a huge rivalry in the first round as Serena Williams will face off against Maria Sharapova. The two former U.S. Open champions have a long history against each other. The two met in the finals of the other 3 majors, but this will be the first time they've ever played each other in the U.S. Open. Williams has dominated the matchup with a 19-2 record against Sharapova and has won the last 18 meetings between the two. And lastly, the men's draw put number 3 seed Roger Federer in the top half, meaning he could meet top-ranked Novak Djokovic in the semifinals. If you remember, the two faced off in the final at Wimbledon earlier this year, where Djokovic won in a 5th-set tiebreaker. The two have met 6 times in the U.S. Open, including twice in the finals, but have split the series 3 wins apiece. I found it shocking that Serena and Maria Sharapova hadn't faced off at Flushing Meadows. And then I read that Rafa and Feds also have never faced off at the U.S. Open before.
That's crazy.
Seems a little shocking.
Yeah, I didn't know that until you told me, and then G-Bone, producer extraordinaire,
He's all over it.
Wrote it down as well.
All right, the tennis's 4th and final major of the season gets underway on Monday. You can catch our live coverage of day 1 at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific time. It's very serious music.
Yes. One of the newest members of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Jason Spezza, our favorite, offered a reassuring take on the Mitch Marner contract situation. I hope he has a laugh in here somewhere.
It's just the business of the game right now, and Mitch is in the same position as a lot of restricted guys, so I'm sure it'll all play out in due course, and it's just a part of the game that we're in August and people have nothing to talk about, so we're going to hear a lot about it. You can tell that Mitch is a guy that is passionate about the game, and he's a Toronto boy and loves playing Toronto, and the team's in a good spot, so I imagine it's all going to work out, and it's going to be a great fit, and he's going to be with them for a long time, and he's a big piece of our team, and we need him, so it'll be good if it gets settled. But like I said, there's lots of guys in the same situation, and that's kind of just the trend in what's going on right now.
I can't be alone. Every time I see Spezza, I'm like, oh yeah, he's with the Leafs.
Yeah, I know. It does seem a little weird.
Yeah.
We came this close to getting a Spezza laugh there.
I know. Oh, we have all season of Mark Masters just pestering him. It'll come out.
It'll happen. As we know, being a reporter is a tough job, and it only gets tougher in the summer heat.
Yeah, but the heat didn't stop these journalists from getting their perfect sound bites. That's right. It's time for a new edition of Summer Scrum Lurkers.
Yeah, it wasn't secure with the ball. So yeah, I mean, just 2 bad mistakes, but you know, definitely.
that's how I feel at the end of the week working with producer Tim. Another edition of Summer Scrum Workers. A lot of dry eyes, a lot of people blinking.
I feel bad. These people are just trying to do their job.
Yeah, but it's a badge of honor when you make it on here.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
I don't feel so bad. Something to look forward to. Time for the worst play of the day. Yoan Moncada sends a chopper to third. Head into first. Nope. He's going to fall down instead. He slips right on the bat coming out of the batter's box.
It doesn't look good because
Takes a couple steps before falling to the ground. He laughs it off. I mean, what else are you going to do? But it's your worst.
Down on the deck.
Highlight of the night, this catch is stunning. J.D. Davis gets turned around.
The high-speed camera
on a fly ball.
Places one to deep left field. That is.
And makes the catch over the shoulder with the wall approaching his face.
Remarkable play by
Yes, that's the highlight of the night. You blew it. We pointed our errors. Carrie, you blew it during the Yankees pack. You said there was no error charged to Torres on the throw to first. And I blew it.
Okay.
I was supposed to shut out Sean D'Souza. I guess he's an intern for his board title. Can't spell Daniel without Eli for the Giants board in Block C.
Sean D'Souza, who we like to call Brown Sugar. Now, that might be the best nickname in the newsroom.
Okay. Yeah, he's been here forever.
A very long time.
You finish a week here.
All done.
If we had a suggestion box, what would you put into that suggestion box?
Don't have me back.
No.
No.
Temperature?
Yeah, the temperature's a little off in the studio.
It's like Katy Perry.
Like it's really
hot and it's cold.
Yeah, now it's warm.
It's cold, yeah.
It's warm in here now. No, otherwise great. Great crew. You're okay.
And you know how we wrap up the week?
How's that?
Bloop bloops. Whoa. Special guest star.
How creepy was that?
Does this eyepiece stick out from my ear? See? What happened to the Giants D-backs?
You dropped it. Do you not listen?
Brett Gardner, toss from
Kara Wagland, Ball So Hard University.
Well done.
Did you get the reference?
Ball So Hard? Sneaking up from under the table?
They're all over the place.
So this is the top 10 childish antics. We told you we had Marner news. Are you ready?
Big Marner news.
Pardon?
Big Marner news.
Big Marner.